All right, so what was that prompt that nobody does that I'm going to do? Was it
something you intended to do?
Something you intended to do and didn't.
And then I want to know as a follow-up if you're going to do it.
And if I'm going to do it. Okay, you know what? The real answer?
Yeah.
Probably you're looking at it. But that's too easy, so I'm going to go with get a frickin' haircut.
Get a real
job. Me and my dog grew our hair out for Halloween. We had to grow our hair out for Halloween. Well, I mean, we didn't have to. That'd be a weird ransom demand, but we grew our hair out for Halloween and then just kept going to see where it lands. And I have the worst hair. Like, I've had my hair shaved for like 30 years, so I didn't even know what it would do, but I've got like that horrible midway point between curly and wavy. I can't do anything with it, but it never quite congeals into a full Jufro. And the reason I grew it out originally was to play Dr. Clayton Forrester from MST3K. So I had it spiked, and I painted in that white stripe he's got on the show. It's still there. Look at that. Would you look at this? What in the Rick Grimes from Walking Dead is going on with this hair? Look at this. Coral! Weirdest thing about walking around with this much gel in my hair, though, I don't even do cocaine. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's not a principled stand I'm taking. Nobody ever offers me a bump. That's just FYI. All right, let us get into the nitty, and while we're at it, the gritty. Well, gee, America, looks to me like you owe somebody an apology. Yeah. Hey, you fell for the okie doke, didn't you? You believed the hype. What have y'all been saying for the past month or so? Oh, he's too old. He's too old for the job. He can't handle it. Doesn't even know where he is. Not going to be able to get a full sentence out. Yeah. Then he gets up, he hits that stage, and he knocks it out of the park. I mean, he's had this job for 4 years, people. I mean, he's been doing this job basically his entire adult life, but this particular gig for the past 4 years, you never should have doubted him. And don't you feel like a fool? And not for nothing, Kimmel's not that old. But look at me trying to talk sense to Generation TikTok. Okay, seriously, how many of you figured out months ago that hack joke structure accounts for a good third of my output? How many of you? I could do basically that exact same joke about the country with the blue and yellow flag that just joined NATO. But I won't. I respect you too much. I'll get back to Biden in a minute. But the Oscars, who watched the Oscars? Did you watch it? Yeah. I didn't see the whole thing. I was checking it out throughout the night. Seemed like they struck a nice balance. They found that sweet spot between high and low art. Which strikes me as just a perfect capper for what we'll always call the season of Madame Webenheimer. Saw Emma Stone's acceptance speech when she won Best Actress. Can I tell you what a relief it was to find out that Yorgos is the name of the guy who directed the movie she was in? Whew. Because Stone's been out on like a promotional campaign for this movie for months now. And always talking about Yorgos. Yorgos this, Yorgos that. Oh, yeah, oh, no. Yorgos always has the best of all credit goes to Yorgos for this. Yorgos knew just how to create a safe environment for us to play and improvise. The interviewer's always like, oh, yeah, that's great. I'm like, what? How? Did they expand the Scientology pantheon? What? I feel like there should be bigger news that America's sweetheart is cavorting with a demigod. But no, it turns out Yorgos is just some guy. Who saw Poor Things? Anybody see Poor Things? I don't mean in this room. I mean, like, did literally anybody see Poor Things? This is another the artist situation, is it? That's a real wish on the monkey's paw moment for me personally. Poor things. I was so psyched when I first heard about it. I was like, oh, what? I'm sorry, you're saying Emma Stone is doing on-screen nude scenes? Oh, hell yes! Let me just pencil in that Blu-ray release date into the old event planner. You know? I'm sorry, what's that? The sexually voracious character she's portraying is how old developmentally? 3? Yes, that took me right back to high school when my girlfriend, I used to call my girlfriend baby. She didn't like it. My girlfriend didn't like being called baby. But instead of just telling me outright, she decided to make her point in a way that would have some staying power. So once I called her baby, and she responded by going, so I put my shirt back on really quick. And, if you're wondering what it takes to make a 17-year-old boy flaccid for 72 hours, it takes that. So Poor Things is out, I guess. God, I hope I can find something else to masturbate to. Guess I'll go type boobs into a search engine and just hope. Anyway. Back to Biden, though. That speech was a barn burner. The one sour note, I guess, is when he referred to an undocumented immigrant who brutally killed a woman, referred to him as an illegal. Which, just caught him the ire of his left flank. Bunch of squad members actually tweeted out before the speech was even over. They tweeted out, "No human being is illegal." I appreciate the sentiment, but I mean, murderers by definition just seems like a loophole. That's all I'm saying. But look, if the speech wasn't enough, all right. If you need me to sell Biden to you, here's my pitch, okay? Here's my pitch to vote Biden. If maybe keeping fascist swine away from the levers of power doesn't light up your brain the right way. Do it. Do it for your media consumption, if nothing else. Because I think an underappreciated aspect of the Biden presidency, sometimes there will be a news item that's not about him. I don't want to go back, people. Case in point, I don't know if you saw, the Pentagon just released a report. Your tax dollars at work, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of effort went into this. They basically just put out a report saying, like, no, we don't have evidence of alien contact. We don't. Area 51, there's nothing going on there. Or we don't. The stealth bomber wasn't back engineered from. So, I don't know when did UFOs start having a cultural moment? That's weird, right? Because like in the 70s, briefly in the 90s, and then just recently, UFOs are having this huge cultural moment. Does this all go back to that Chinese spy balloon? Is that what that is? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not UFOs anymore. We're not calling them UFOs. It's UAPs. Unidentified anomalous phenomenon. No. Unidentified anomalous phenomenon. That's what we're calling it now. UAP. So, I don't know. I wish we'd stop coddling crazy people. I mean, I don't mean to sound mean, but God, you are out of your ever-loving mind if you actually believe I'm going to call them UAPs. Get out of here with that. What are you, Kleenex? You can't tell me what to call things. You guys actually old enough to remember that? And Kleenex was telling me, like, you can't call it Kleenex if it's just facial tissue. Yeah, sorry for universalizing your brand. Oh, and also, you have no power here, Kleenex. Your job is to control what comes out of my nose. You forget yourself, Kleenex. Anyway, so I can't leave without a cat update. Trying to keep you on the loop on my new cat, Tom Catkins. I noticed I put last month's set up on YouTube when I checked the closed captioning. It spells Catkins with a K, which I thought was strange, so I looked into it. Yeah, apparently there's an actual, like, literary character named Tom Catkins. It's from some YA thing, I don't know. But so just for the record, my cat is not named after some Tintin knockoff. No, he is named after unlikely 80s leading man Tom Atkins. Mustachioed, dad-bodied Tom Catkins. But anyway, I wish the news was better. Wish I had happier news to report, but I don't. Turns out, I've had cats since I could drink, basically. I've always had cats. I should not be susceptible to this particular prion wasting disease. But when my last cat died, I wallowed in grief for a year, and apparently that's the exact amount of time it takes for your immunity to leave. Because now I got that flowers for Algernon thing where your IQ just drops precipitously in the proximity of a cat. You know what I mean? You're saying the dumbest shit. I was trying to leave the house the other day. He's curled up in his bed. I was like, look how handsome he is. Oh my little man is so handsome. But he can't strut his stuff. Oh no, he can't. He's too sleepy to work it on the catwalk. Look at him. He's all plumped up. Oh God, what the hell is happening to me? So that's where I'm at with the cat ownership. And the news is no better for him, frankly. Because I just saw Spielberg's West Side Story. And I couldn't help but noticing that Maria is also 3 syllables. Tom Catkins has not known a moment of peace since I learned this. All the beautiful sounds of the world in a portmanteau. Tom Catkins, Tom Catkins, Tom Catkins, Tom Catkins. And I can tell just by the look on his face, he's already rethinking this entire arrangement. He's like, oh man, life was rough on the street, but at least nobody was freaking serenading me all the time. I'm like, that's right, little buddy. Take this as a threat or a promise, but I'll never stop saying Tom Catkins.